Always leaving her shit around. That is SB soccer ball. Rude. So rude. Hey guys, it's V. So today I'm doing a super requested video. I mean, like hundreds of you have been asking me for this. My Twitter's blowing up. My Instagram feed is just going crazy with people asking about this because it is just so controversial. It's crazy. I can't believe how many of you have been requesting this. No, I'm totally just kidding. Literally no one has requested this. I don't even think you guys knew that I used to have gauges. So I just thought that I would film this video for you guys and let you know why it is that I took out my gauges after having them for like 3 years. So I could only find a couple of pictures. That's why my laptop is sitting up over there. That's my old laptop that I've had since I was 16. It's got all of my super stupid selfies on it for all through high school. So I had to go in there to do some research to look up some pics. The couple pics that I could find of my gauges, I used to have size 2 gauges, which is just about the size of a number 2 pencil, pretty much. I had a boyfriend one time that had the same size, and he literally stuck a pencil through his ear, and it grossed me out a little bit. But yeah, so I used to have size 2 gauges, and I started gauging my ears probably my sophomore year of high school, and I pierced my earlobes myself. And then the reason that I pierced them was so I could start gauging them. So I did it slowly, did it super, you know, how you're supposed to do it. I did the process the way you're supposed to. I started at an 18. Well, I started at, yeah, I think I started at an 18, or maybe it was a 20 that I started at, because normal earrings are a size 20. So I started at either an 18 or a 20, I don't remember, but they're very close, so it's not that big of a deal which one you start at. But I just slowly started going down, so 16, 14, 12, 10, you guys know how to count evens, I hope. So yeah, I got all the way to a size 2 gauge. I did try to gauge them up to a 0, which is the next size up, but they just were not having it, and it hurt really, really bad, so I didn't end up doing it. But yeah, so I had them for probably a good 2.5-ish years before I decided to take them out, which I took them out about 2.5 years ago now. So basically the reason that I took them out is because I just got to a point where like I never changed them. I have the same gauges in forever. Either I would have these ones in that had the little sparrow in them, or I would just have clear tunnels, clear metal tunnels in them. And I got to a point where I never changed them, so I never wore any of the cool ones that I have, which I'm gonna show you guys here in a second, but I never wore any of the cool ones that I had. And so I just kind of got to a point where I was like, I just want more variety in my life, I guess, because I don't want to be limited to only wearing gauges. And another reason was because they stunk, and I am fully admitting to the fact that I am a lazy piercing cleaner. And once it gets to a point where I can leave them alone, I will leave them alone, even if they stink. So I left mine alone pretty much after they got to a healed process. And yeah, they were pretty crusty sometimes, and they were sometimes really gross, and they totally had ear cheese, which I know is disgusting. But yeah, that's another reason why I took them out, was because gauges are pretty much always gonna be maintenance. You always have to take care of them. So you're gonna always have to moisturize them, always have to clean them, and if you change them out, you're gonna have to clean the jewelry. You know, I mean, it's just not the same as having just normal earrings. So they take a lot of maintenance. So that's another reason why I just decided to take them out. And I don't remember one more thing. So, hey babe, can you grab something for me? Brief intermission, something is in my eye. Another reason why I took them out was because the earrings that I love to wear, like my favorite ones, I'll show you guys those right now. My very favorite pair of earrings to wear were, oh, I don't know where the other one is, but I have one of them, were these ones. These were my absolute favorite ones to wear. They're just like glass, and they've got, what's the word? I don't even remember the word, but they're rainbow on the inside, and they were so cool. They were so fun. But every time I would wear them, my hair would get caught on them. They were just so annoying to wear all the time. So I never really wore them because I couldn't sleep in them too well. And like I said, I'm lazy. I don't like to change things out when I sleep. I don't, you know, I'm just one of those people. Like these ones in my second holes, I can leave those in forever because they're stainless steel, so it's not gonna bother my ears. So they just got to a point where they're kind of annoying to put in the really cool ones, and so I never changed them out. And then lastly, I knew I was gonna want other piercings, so I didn't want to have to deal with taking care of these gauges if I wanted to get other piercings. So I just decided to just take them out, and I will show you guys here the picture of what they look like right after I took them out. Kind of gross, a little bit of a hole there, but not too bad. I mean, it's not going from, I don't know, an inch in my ear to nothing. So it wasn't too big of a hole. I wasn't too worried about them closing up, but yeah, so that's what they look like right when I took them out. I took them out in February of 2013, so it's been a good 2.5 years since I have had them, and I haven't looked back since. I haven't really regretted taking them out. I didn't regret having them. I know that when I got them, I was about, oh, I don't know, 14, 15, and everyone told me your ears are never gonna close up, they're gonna be gross, you're gonna have butthole ears, everything like that. So yeah, everybody told me that, but I did it anyway because I'm a rebel, I guess, or I was back then, not really anymore. But yeah, so I don't regret having them. I really loved them. They were cool. They totally fit my style back then, which was like scene kid a little bit, but I really liked having them. I totally don't regret it, but I just got to a point where I didn't feel like I needed them anymore. Even though mine really weren't that big, like, I mean, most people didn't even know I had them because I would wear gauges that didn't really look like gauges. I already was like, I really want to start wearing normal earrings again, and I had a bunch of gauges. Like, I'm gonna show you guys. Here's my collection of all of my gauges that I have. I have them in this little Betsy Johnson thing, and they're all inside like little things that they came in from Hot Topic. A lot of the ones I bought were from Hot Topic. Another big site that I bought from is Body Art Forms, which has a little Buddha. I still buy from them for my earrings that I have now because I really like that site. But yeah, I have a huge collection of gauges. Let's see if I can hold them all up at the same time. There's still one more baggie in there, but it only has like one pair. So, I mean, I had a really pretty big collection of gauges. This one has a ton of them in there, a bunch of different gauges. But like I said, they would just get crusty all the time, and I mean, they looked really cool. I did really like them, and I ended up convincing Blake to gauge his ears too. So, I mean, it was cool. We looked cool, I guess. But yeah, so that's the reason that I took them out pretty much, and I don't regret them or anything. I don't regret having them. I don't regret taking them out. I really like the fact that I can wear normal earrings now, and I'll show you guys up close what my ears look like now after having them out for a couple of years. It took them about a week to close up, so I mean, they really didn't take too long. I just made sure to squeeze them, like to really rub them in the shower like this when they were closing, just so that they would start, you know, really getting closed. So it's not close enough zoomed in. I'm gonna zoom you guys. Look at freaking dang soccer ball. SB loves to play soccer with us, so we like kick that soccer ball around with her. But so this is what they look like now. I mean, they pretty much just look like a normal ear piercing. They don't really, like, nobody guesses that I used to have gauges. Literally nobody. There's nobody that's like, oh my God, your ear holes are so big. Did you used to have gauges? Like, nobody guesses that. So that's what they look like now. They are bigger than a normal ear hole. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, they don't look like anything. But literally no one has ever asked me if I've had gauges before, so I'm happy with how they closed up. They're still a little bit bigger than a normal ear hole, but I'm okay with it. So I'm gonna zoom you guys back out. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. The only problem I have with them being a little bit larger now is that when I wear heavier earrings, like say Kendra Scott, I do have a little bit of an issue with them hurting at the end of the day because the holes are just a little bit bigger than normal. But other than that, I mean, if I use the Lobe Wonders from Kendra Scott, my ears are totally fine. So no real side effects. I didn't have any blowouts when I got my ears gauged, none of that kind of stuff. Like I said, closing only took about a week, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, that is pretty much everything. But I thought I would also let you guys know how Blake took out his gauges because he had the same size gauges that I had. So Blake, if you would like to just tell your story.
So We had a New Year's party. It was a very, very dark time in my life. And we thought we were just all having fun. None of us knew what was going to happen. But sorry.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. This is very serious.
Sorry. Okay, I can't do it anymore. So we had a New Year's party, and I don't remember doing this at all. I'm pretty sure by this point it's obvious.
He was very inebriated.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure at this point it's obvious there was alcohol involved. Apparently I was like running to the kitchen or something, and like I did one of those like slides like to home base, and that's the only time I can remember falling. People told me I fell.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I can remember falling. And I don't even know why I did it. I think I was just too drunk to balance. But so I woke up the next morning, and
I noticed.
So I was in the bathroom, and I was like, oh god, I look like hell. And then Vanna was like, oh my god, your ear. I was like, whoa, what? And then I looked to the side, and there's just blood dripping down my neck. Like a ridiculous amount of blood dripping down my neck.
Yeah.
And, only from one side of my ear, I guess that's the side I fell on. And I took out my gauge, and there was just like this giant gash in my ear. Like it wasn't separated or anything, it was just there's this giant gash.
Like it would have healed
and
if you felt like it.
Yeah, but I was like,
at this
I'm not
point,
going to let it get
like
infected.
fate.
I'm not going to, you know, this is God saying, just take them out. You've got your run with your gauges, and that's enough. So that's my story.
He took them out because he woke up after a drunken night and his ear was bleeding.
A lot.
So a little bit different than my story, you know, little bit.
I was like, no, I'm not going to get it infected. I'm not going to even put up with cleaning it anymore. It's just too much.
But yeah, so do you want to say my outro, babe? Oh, come on.
Excuse me. Gross. It was coming, and you had my head trapped, and I just didn't want to. I couldn't do anything. If you like this video, be sure to show some love to that like button, and if you subscribe, you can be one of her gypsies, and every single one of you guys count. Now, I don't remember what you say.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
I knew that. I don't know why I didn't say it.
I don't know why either.